Passionate about music.
Did you always want to be a policeman?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm pleased I am now, but at the time, no, definitely not. I've kind of quite creative and stuff, and I always thought I'd actually go into that kind of field of doing something like hairdressing, which is ultimately what I kind of started doing. I was brought up in, when I say strict, it was kind of probably quite normal family, but I just didn't have any, I kind of knew I was different to, you know, my brother, a professional golfer. It's all quite grr, and I just knew that wasn't for me a road that I really kind of wanted to go down. And I tried it, and you know, walked around the golf courses and stuff, but actually quite just enjoyed walking around with the flag more than anything else. And just my dad used to throw me off the golf course, get off. So I lasted about 2 rounds, and that was it. Right. So I just knew that that wasn't for me, but. You know, I didn't know any gay people. I was brought up in a really nice area in Wimbledon. I went to really nice, you know, really good schools. And for me, it just kind of wasn't an option. And anything I knew about sort of being gay was almost referred to as a negative statement. So I actually never had anyone really positive. And I think, you know, now I'm like 37. So, you know, when I think back to when I was like 8-9 years old, there was no real kind of role models as such at that time. You know, media's changed horrendously. You know, it's so different to how it was. You know, we didn't have like the Big Brothers and, you know, like the Nadias and, you know, the Bryans and, dare I say it, even like the Towies, you know, that kind of representation. And there's just nothing was on telly that almost gave me the confidence to say, actually, you know what, I can do this because I know I'm not alone. So for me personally, it was a real isolation thing, and so I kind of just stayed within myself until I walked through the doors of the Reflex nightclub, and kept on with that.
So if when you're at school, so you're sort of. You're with your family and you're keeping obviously quite private, but you said you were bullied at school. Yeah,
school was really I really sympathise with you know, people being bullied at school. I think it's horrific. It still goes on, and I'm not quite sure if it will ever stop, to be honest. But you know, it kind of gives me the shivers now when I think about sort of people being bullied at school, because I think, you know, you're away from home then, aren't you? You're in this environment, and you know, kids can be cruel. I think sometimes crueler than adults. Sometimes the way that they say it, and yeah, I got like really badly bullied at school, like physically and verbally as well. And I genuinely think it has a huge impact on decisions that we make later on in our life, and. You know, when I hear about sort of young kids and like suicides and stuff like that, I really kind of find myself thinking, is it, you know, what's the reasons why? Is this because of, you know, LGBT matters or, you know, other forms of bullying? And I think when you were interviewing Paris, weren't you? And she was saying as well about, you know, if you're told, you know, about, you know, if you're not, you think you're fabulous yourself, but if no one will kind of give you the confidence about saying, actually, you are fabulous, you can be who you want to be, and it's okay to do that, you then become very insular. So, yeah, I was a bit of a swot at school, so I kind of just focused on my studying. But then you find, if you focus on your studying, you kind of get good grades, and then that gives the bullies another opportunity to pick on you. So as far as I could stay in the background, I would, and really become kind of a bit of a non-entity at school, which, you know, it you know, does affect you around confidence and stuff, say later on in life. But yeah, I had a kind of rough time at school.
Passionate about music.